Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Just wanted to give you an update. What am I watching? What am I looking for? What are my thoughts? Where potentially I am buying long term. I'm not looking to open up any longs anytime soon. Let's just go over some facts. This is not financial advice. This is my thought process, potentially things that I'm going to be doing. I've been in the game for a long time, been doing technical analysis for even longer, and I'm really good at finding trends and duplicating them for future price action. It's just that simple. The amount of phone calls, texts, emails, whatever it is, over the past 2-3 days have been insane. Even though I've been saying the same thing for a long time now, right? February, March, around tax season, you either got to make a decision to take your profits, and pay your taxes, book your losses, IRA contributions. I mean, there's thousands of investment vehicles that people do, right, all the time. And it's mind-boggling that people are still surprised that the charts mean more than, and trends mean more than news, right? People are still like, oh my God, how can this happen? I thought we were going way higher. I don't know, man. There needs to be sheep. That's all. I keep saying it, but it's the truth, right? There needs to be sheep, or else the markets wouldn't have volatility. It's just that simple. So I am watching Bitcoin. Let's talk some actual charting here. I'm watching Bitcoin, 2-month charts breaking down. Everything's breaking down into section B. We're officially in a bear market. And what does that mean in a nutshell? It means, yeah, we could have recoveries, but do I think we go back up and break 125? Most likely not. Very high probability of not. Will there be dead cat bounces and rooms of opportunity to make money? Of course. The first question that I ask myself when I look at a chart when it's going down is, is there any previous trends? Is there anything that the chart has shown me in the past that could help me, give me any type of information, like a lead? Think of it like you're a cop, right? I'm looking for a lead on a murder case. And Bitcoin has a very good trend, right? It has 4 cycles now, and diminishing returns, diminishing corrections. So each pump is getting less and less, which fuels the argument of adoption. Each dump, or consolidation, I don't like calling it a crash, I like calling it a consolidation, because a consolidation is when a chart makes a higher low and a higher high, and it's in a continuation pattern to the upside. And since Bitcoin's existence, that's what it's been doing. It has been making a higher low and higher high each 4-year cycle. And until the 4-year cycle doesn't mean anything anymore, then that's when that trend is over. And being in the game for so long, I don't know, but I don't like that we're entering another cycle of more people of power understanding the 4-year cycle. So us going to 60,000, 65, 55, 60, 65 is like a cool level for me to tell people in my circle that are just looking to buy and hold for the long term, because the first question you want to ask yourself is the trend question. How low has it gone in the past? And if 60, 50, 65,000, that range is only like 55 to 60% down, that's in the ballpark, right? Because Bitcoin has actually done more than that previous consolidations. But like I said, they're getting smaller and smaller. So it was like 87%, 80%, 77%. So it to just go down 60%, yeah, I'm cool with that. And once again, it going to 50,000, 40,000, 35,000, it's still bullish market structure on the macro, because what was the last low? 15,000 range. What was the last high? As of right now, 125. So And then previous to that it was 6, and previous to that was 3, previous to that was 250, right? So as long as we don't go close to 15,000, it's still bullish, and I remain bullish and confident putting money in and telling people to put money in around those prices, knowing that 125 is on the table, and because we've been making higher highs and higher lows, that 125 to 225, whatever it is, the next bull run, I need to figure it out. It's not a number, I was just throwing it out there. But the next one that's coming in 2028, and on, I'm hopeful that the prices of 125 will be touched and broken. That's my point, right? Now, this is speculation, but I'm just giving you my experience, right? And you need to speculate. Think of it like chess, right? You need to speculate what your opponent's going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves thereafter, but you can only really adjust to the one that he or she has most recently done. And then again, you need to speculate 2, 3, 4, 5 moves thereafter. It's literally what I do. It's just once I start seeing the 1, 2, 3 moves, if you ever seen a chess game at a high level who does those predictions, and once it starts playing out, it's like, boo! The brain is like super focused in, because you've already pre-planned the attack, right? And until something goes wrong in that chess game, then you need to reevaluate your technical analysis. So, with that being said, with me going back to saying I don't like how more and more people, it's amazing how every time I try and make a video, bro, every time, it's like the sun, right? It's right over my shoulder. So, I don't like that more wealthy, more successful, more news people are talking about the halvening 4-year cycle, because it's a great thing. It's an easy thing. Dude, every 4 years, every 3 years, let's talk about what happens. We make money, we take profit, we rinse, repeat. Once the cycle ends, then you don't know what's going to happen. You're in uncharted territory, right? We're not there yet, but we're entering another bear, and then after a bear, there will be a bull. And my point is, when more wealthy hedge funds, BlackRock, Vanguard, when they get more involved, and you know that the next halvening is when, right, May 2028, I do see bearish 2026, let's just say, right, the next couple months, because if I'm looking at a 2-month chart and monthly chart for Bitcoin and saying that it still looks bad, room to bleed, just starting on the 2-month, that means 2, 4, 6, 8 months needs to go by just for that market structure to play out. And then it needs to form a bottom, and then it needs to form hidden bullish divergence, etc., 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 right? So that stuff takes a long time to play out. It could take 300, 400 days, whatever it is. I do think the end of 2026 to potentially 2027, that's when I think, speculation, but I need to see, because of everyone knowing about it, because of more money and smart money and a lot of money, again, adoption, I don't know if the same 4-year cycle bottom, 2026 is bad, 2027 in the beginning is bad. It might happen faster, is what I'm saying. Now, short term, 100%, brothers and sisters, we're going to get a dead cat bounce. I posted on my X account, follow me, the iChart Daily, that there's a gap, right? There's a gap back up to that 80-something thousand. That gaps usually get filled. It's true. How crazy is that? I'm good. I'm fine. God is good. But my phone holder isn't. I forgot what I was saying. Short-term rally gaps get filled, X. Gaps get... I'll start fucking knocking people out, bro. You don't know. Smart, sharp, stay on your shit. So, gaps get filled. Gaps happen on every time frame. Gaps get filled on higher time frames at a higher probability. Gaps at higher time frames hold more value. So the gap that I'm talking about is on the CME chart on the longer time frames. It's not the 5 minute, the 1 minute, the 30 second. It's on the couple of days, right? Now, it's not happening, but I'm playing chess. We need to see when we form the bottom, and we're extremely oversold. I'm probably going to be looking at like the 3, 4, 5 day and weekly to see what's going on. Once I see hidden bullish divergence, then I'll consider my risk reward to the gap, and then we'll see what happens thereafter. One thing that you need to adjust is when the long term is bearish, it is a better opportunity to open shorts, because in the same time frame, Bitcoin can have a 30, 40, 50% correction, but only a 10% dead cat bounce. And once again, I'm gonna leave you with this, we're at 11 minutes. Everyone looks like a genius in a bull market, because it doesn't matter if you are chasing green candles and buying at local tops, because the local top is broken and broken and broken and broken, right? 25,000, 45,000, 65,000, 85,000, 100,000, 125,000. But during a bear market, if you remember, my last recent play was from like the high 80s, low 90s to the 95, 96,000, and you need to be able to understand where to set your stop losses, what's my risk reward, and when to get out of the play, because that 80, 90,000 now would have been liquidated because we're in the 60s. And then you could have a dead cat bounce and we go from 60 to 80, but you need to understand to take profit, where to take profit, and where to put your stop losses, because if we stop at 80, we can go down to the 50s. You understand? Where compared to opening up a short at 125,000, 120, 110, 105, and you're just adding to the positions when you see the dead cat bounces and then rejection, and you're adding more towards the play there, your position, your play, the opportunity would be larger, higher, more money, more profit if you are thinking shorts during bear markets, longs during bull markets. That's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. Any comments, questions, concerns, leave it in the comment section. I am going to make a full technical analysis video possibly tomorrow. If you have any tickers you'd like me to look at, leave them. I'll pick a couple and we'll go from there. Enjoy.